in some respects, this was always a building that was more dramatic and more important than its reasonably prosaic use as an office building. This wanted to be a place that Detroiters came, and it was a place that Detroiters came for a century. The first day we walked into this building, it was a cold winter in December of 2010, and there were piles of snow on the atrium floor from the holes in the skylight, and still you saw the grandeur of this building bleeding through. But to actually see the lights turning on again, to see the bronze work restored, to see the glass work going back in, is really the fun part.
People are drawn to beautiful spaces. What we've seen is that people are drawn to this building for that reason. They want to be in the atrium. Well, we've done both historic renovation projects and new construction projects, and what we found with the launch of the David Whitney building is the value that a historic asset brings that goes far and beyond what you'd be able to do with a new construction project.
When you have a building like the David Whitney, which has obvious historic quality and obvious value and physical beauty like this, and location, you really understand the importance of historic preservation. I think people now appreciate that these things can get done and that they're worth getting done, because once the Book Tower or the Metropolitan Building or the Statler are gone, something might replace them, but I can assure you that the greatest thing that was ever on that site is gone then.
I think it's indicative of the value of the city of Detroit and what the city of Detroit has to offer. This building is representative of the kind of character that the city has.
Albion really is a community with grit. This is such an important building downtown, and it has been a great catalyst for community coming together and excitement in the community, and it will bring other development, and it is in the process of doing that.
The Bohm Theater project actually started in 2010 when we knew that it was about to tax revert to the county, and kind of this feeling that nobody was going to be able to come in privately and invest the kind of money that it would take to bring it back to its glory days of 1929 and really stabilize the building. We knew it was in deep trouble. We just really wanted to have something that would give life to the downtown and give an amenity to the community that they'd been missing.
It also will be a catalyst for other development. We actually have a developer working with us right now, a private individual. One of the reasons he's been interested in working in Albion is because of this project. And in his words, it shows the community has grit, and he really likes that and wants to be part of it.
Really, historic preservation, one of the great things about it is you're not putting money into materials, you're putting money into people. So your labor costs might be a lot more, but more money is going back into your local economy because you're paying people who live and work here rather than, ordering supplies, from some other state to fill a need.
From a significant standpoint, you have the first part of this obvious nostalgic value to what this building represented to the downtown area and to Lansing as a region, the memories associated with it.
Well, what's for me is I grew up in Lansing, and I remember this being a department store when I was a kid. And so from a historical standpoint, it's really interesting for me to see it go through this transition. It appeals to folks like me who remember what it was, because they kept that look. But for people who'd never experienced that and just thought of it as this cool looking building that's sitting vacant, they also like it too, because finally they get to come inside and see what's going on.
The state's involvement on a public-private partnership level couldn't have been done in this project.
Without those incentives, this project couldn't be done. The reason why it sat vacant for so many years is people looked at it and they crunched the numbers and they figured out there's no way in the world I could ever, what it takes to fix this thing up, I can never get my money back. So that's why they didn't do it. But with incentives, we were able to lower that upfront cost. And a building like this it's more than just a pure economic deal. It's something that is like a catalyst for a downtown. It's something for the city to be proud of. It's much more than just restoring a old historic building. It's really truly a showpiece, something that people really can be proud of. So from a public benefit standpoint, it's worth the investment of these incentives, and that's why they were designed.